Okay, okay, it says I'm live. Let me make sure I'm getting audio. Oh, I'm hearing like a lot of background noise, which is not ideal. Let me check my mic settings. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, change some microphone settings on here. Hopefully that adjusts it. And I think it's coming through the snowball. I'm hearing it go down a bit. It's a little quieter. Let me know if you can hear my desktop PC. Oh, it sounds good. Okay. Hey, Will. Hey, BB. Let's see. And for some reason, I don't have... There's the chat panel. Okay, there we go. Okay, now I've got chat in this window. I think we're all good. Okay, now I'm going to stop listening to myself because it's really throwing me off and making me confused and go into where I can hear some game audio. Okay, so yeah, Nintendo had a big, well, I guess, I don't know if you'll describe it as big, but they had a partner direct today, and I really wasn't expecting much other than Microsoft announcements because that seemed to be the thing that they were teasing. So I was a little surprised to see how many things stealth released today that previously had like no release date or I just wasn't expecting. So I want to go through a bunch of those and just show what's on there. We'll start with the Switch stuff. One I'm very excited for, which is in that thumbnail, is the Penny's Big Breakaway. But I got that one on Steam, so I'll play that through the PC. The only reason I didn't get it on Switch is because I wanted to play it on Steam Deck and I could capture it at way higher quality on PC. But from everything I've heard, the Switch version ran really well in preview, so I'm assuming it runs fine on here. But the first thing we'll go through is the game I'm honestly most excited about. Maybe this isn't the best one to start with. Let's not start with this one. Let's just talk about this one. The game I'm most excited about from this partner direct is Pocket Card Jockey Ride On, which is a kind of pseudo remake slash sequel ish. It's got some kind of new ish features I feel like in here with like 3D models and stuff. This was a 3DS game and is legitimately one of my favorite 3DS games of all time. It's made by Game Freak, the people who make Pokemon, and it is a horse racing simulator where you like breed horses and take it through all the different like what are they even called? The derbies? You take them through derbies? And take them through all of that and try to like increase your horse stats so that you do better in that. But it's all played through solitaire. So the amount of good solitaire moves you make determine like how many kind of carrots you can give the horse to make them go faster and everything. It is one of the weirdest concepts. I don't honestly remember why I got it, other than maybe me just being interested in like, oh, Game Freak doesn't make many non-Pokemon games. But it is so much fun, and they released this version on iOS as part of the Apple Play, and that's good. But I would rather have an actual copy, and I really hope they do a physical copy because not a lot of people have Apple Arcade. A lot more people have Switches, I assume. So that one is legitimately a great game. It is very strange, but it is really addictive and fun. And then Unicorn Overlord? Yeah, Overlord. This is the one, this is another Vanillaware game who did like Maramusa, the Demon Blade, and then, I'm blanking all of the other ones. Yeah, I can't remember them off the top of my head. Wow, this is a real bad moment for me. They made a bunch of them for, there's like Grimoire Once More that came out for the Switch recently. They make a bunch of very pretty games. They made 13 Sentinels and some other action game that I can't think of the name of. Pepper Grinder got a demo, which is a little indie game that I played the demo on Steam Next Fest, but it is very fun and cool. And then Rare launched a bunch of virtual console games on here. So I feel like that'll be the simplest thing. I know I've already talked a lot on here, but I Are you a fellow light mode enjoyer here? I just like, I want to burn out these OLED screens as fast as possible by putting putting light mode on here. But the first thing on here is rare dropped Blast Core. Blast Corpse? I think it's Core. And I'm really excited about this one because I've never played this. And I was kind of hoping for like Rare Replay or a bunch of rare games to come to the Switch. It seems like they're piecemeal releasing them as individual Virtual Console games on here, which is fine. It means we maybe will get a Diddy Kong Racing. That would be incredible if we got that on the service with online play, but maybe that one's so tied up it's going to be like 007 GoldenEye that it's just going to be impossible to get on here. Let's see. Oh my gosh, this is sensitive. Wow. But all I know about this game is that you destroy stuff, and that seems to be kind of it. But I feel like I've heard good things. I never really played this on Rare Replay. I feel like this might open the floodgates for more Rare Replay. Yeah, I would love for a physical version of Rare Replay on a cartridge that goes into my Switch. That would be so cool. It seems like a great collaboration. It seems like that'd be really fun. But I don't know, they do have this Virtual Console service already set up, and maybe that's the thing they want to do, but I'd love Rare Replay because it comes with all those, like, the entire Banjo trilogy is built into that, and the, what is it, the cameo games that I've never really played, but seem fitting for a Nintendo console, and Viva Pinata seems like great on the go. Let's see, Pledging Star will allow you to view the missile carrier's path. Oh, I did not pay attention. Oh, right, I'm probably just CLR to move the map. So am I just destroying stuff that's going to be in its way and mess this up? Okay, okay. But yeah, I feel like there's just even though Rare got bought by Microsoft, there's so many games in their kind of history that I still feel like it's a really good fit and like would mesh really well. Okay, destroy this building. Wow, these are really getting a lot of speed on this. Has anybody played Blast Core? Is this something that y'all enjoy? You know, I talked to some friends earlier today that were excited about Blast Core to have their kids play it, so it seems like it's well regarded. I am very interested to see how this is a periphery, not vital. Oh, okay, so they do encourage you to just destroy everything. Yeah, the amount of destruction in here makes me wonder if this runs just like 2 frames a second or how this plays, but this is definitely satisfying. Okay, so I can exit there. The drifting on this vehicle is not what I expected. Okay, so do I have... Okay, so this is the path it's taking. It seems like I've cleared it, so all I need to do now... Like, I guess I can just destroy buildings if I want to and get extra money. It did say that there were secrets I could find. Okay. Yep. I have this in my backlog too. What kind of controller are you using? I'm just using the 8-bit Do Pro 2 or whatever this is called. Mainly because it's got nice compatibility with my Analog Pocket, PC, and Switch. So I've liked this controller a lot. I think it has those Hall effect sticks. I've really noticed nothing other than I guess it's not drifting at this point. But you do bring up a good point. I do, if it's charged, I have an N64 controller for this. Let me see if that's plugged in. Let me see. Okay, yeah, let's see how the N64 controller controls if this is charged. It does not seem to be charged. I've probably got a USB cable that I could plug in though, just to try it, because I am interested if this feels different on that control stick, because it feels very sensitive as is. What do y'all mainly use when you're playing these N64 games, if you play them at all? Do you spring for the N64 wireless controller? Do you just use plain Pro Controller or anything? Because I mainly got this N64 controller just because I think I played one N64 game on here, Sin and Punishment, and it was strange, to say the least, that I thought this might be useful just because of the odd control schemes in some places. Well, I have it plugged in via USB. Okay, there we go. It connected. And let me see. Let me just reorder these and see if this feels any better. It doesn't feel bad with the normal controller, but it is a little sensitive, and this is not where I go for controllers. Wow, I haven't used the Switch in a bit, I guess. Okay. And hopefully this doesn't die, like, mid anything. I'm in Canada, and that controller was notoriously hard to get. Yeah, how do you like it now that you have one? I remember these being super hard to get. I hope they're easier now, because honestly, it kind of feels like a thing that if you subscribe for a year of Nintendo Switch Online, they should just send you this controller or something, just because this one's so odd. One controller is connected. Okay. Wait, I failed this one, didn't I? So I probably have to replay. Okay. Wow. I almost just crashed again. Okay. It did kind of make me wonder with this controller, Jared, I accept you playing Croc 2 if you play on a 24-hour live stream. What if I beat it in under 24 hours? Can I sign off, or do I have to be live that entire time? Yeah, I guess what I was saying about this controller is I did worry that this would have the same problem of the normal N64 controllers, and like get real wobbly and like kind of be hard to use after some time, like any old N64 controller I have. So I wondered if that was like fixed, or whoa, TNT crates can be pushed around. How long does this have before it explodes? So I hope these controllers hold up more. Okay, so that's just a bomb I guess I can use. Let me stay out of the way of this. And do I get cash for breaking fences? No, it just seems to be... There is a cool vehicle there. Survivors are free. What? I wasn't even paying attention to what survivors, because you can just run these people over. I don't understand what or who I helped there. Okay, please stay away from the vehicle. I don't want to break it. Okay, so it feels like I've destroyed everything. So can I just go to this and... What was the button? Oh, I do have camera control. Missile view. Oh, I can get out. I did not expect that. Okay. That is nice. You can end the level quicker. You don't have to wait for like a slow vehicle to show up. And so I guess I missed some buildings. I wonder what the 90% is. I saw those little glowing things, but do I have to like drive over those, or I'm unsure there. Sure makes stuff like GoldenEye easier to play and 64 controllers preset to right off at a glance. Yeah, it's easy to write off an N64 controller until you play one of the N64 games, and then any other controller just feels like it's not the same. The only time I felt differently is when it's been a Turok 1 or 2 or even 3 that I played a little bit of, where they've remastered them, or Perfect Dark, and made them work for a new controller. But if you're just throwing it into like RetroArch or something, or even just playing on here, a normal controller just feels so strange. Just all the like, you technically have 6 buttons over your right thumb that you can reach at any time, and that is so hard to recreate in anything else that it really feels like you need this one. Mary, I will pay you at least $20 or one Olive Garden dinner worth of money if you can beat it in a day. Huh. Is one Olive Garden dinner seems like a way better deal, because that's definitely more than $20, I think. So I feel like I'd go for the one Olive Garden dinner worth of money. And now I'm wondering if I could beat it in a day. If I play Croc 2, do I get any warm-up to learn the controls, or it's just I boot it up for the first time and I have to complete it within 24 hours? Okay, let's try another level, and then let's... Oh, I clicked replay because I'm dumb and can't read, but... Am I the only one that's kind of impressed when games have replays in them, especially older games? Because this seems so fancy to me to be able to do this. That the fact that it's, I guess, recording all my inputs or doing something in there to be able to play it back. And can I change camera angles in here? No, I can't. Okay. That's still cool, though. Okay, so I guess I go... Nope. Go just means replay the same level. Croc 2 is an 8-hour game, so you've got a shot. Okay, I thought Croc 2 was short-ish. So... my only worry is that Croc 2 is very, very hard to play or something, that's going to really, really doom me. Oh, I've got different vehicles. Okay. So I can get my bulldozer again. Wait, are these optional vehicles on the side? Because I have this car that I saw. I never got out of my vehicle. I bet I can do that. And then here I've got some type of, maybe a robot. It's kind of hard to tell with that pixelated version. I want this jetpack personally. Let's see. Daniel, I'm charging my N64 Switch controller right now for Blast Core. Yeah, it plays pretty well. I guess your camera controls are accessible, but it doesn't seem like a necessity, which is nice, but it definitely feels authentic. You just have to jump into Croc 2. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to think when we'll be able to do this Croc 2 marathon, but we can we can see where that would work. Echo the Dolphin next. And so are you wanting Echo the Dolphin like the Genesis version, which I do have access to, or the 3D Echo the Dolphin that was like for PS2 and Dreamcast? I'm assuming you mean Genesis version, Mary? Paul, come play Magic. Paul, I feel like I'm out too far on Magic right now. Y'all are playing, but you have like all these pre-configured decks. Y'all are way ahead of me. It's gonna be hard for me to jump in now. Dump truck is hard. Okay, I'll try that one next. Okay, and then I assume I do something to bunt stomp. Okay, there we go. Yeah, this is... I can see why people have fond memories of this. Any game that's just like a destruction game, I feel like was a very, very popular game for kids. And if Rare's making a game, everything I've played from them so far, which I need to play more of them, has just been so well designed and thought out that this seems even better than just a basic game that has destruction. But I remember being so amazed by like Mech Warrior-esque games where you could like knock down buildings and everything, that it was just like shocking of, wow, look at all this customizability, and like you can really change the environment when it's kind of just a box that breaks apart when you really think about it, but man, is it cool. Okay. Yeah, I wonder what the, like, timer is on that, how well I did. Oh, you are talking about the Dreamcast one. Okay, I have that on my list. I have not been able to find a copy yet for, like, a reasonable-ish price. The one where you swim around aimlessly until the shark eats you. Yeah, that, it sounds like maybe you're missing that you didn't get to the campaign part of that, Mary? Unless it's just a pure survival game, which sounds wild. I've played a tiny bit of the Genesis Echo the Dolphin, but I've not played the 3D one. I didn't know it existed until, I guess you brought it up, and that's the reason it's on my list. Okay, so R to skid the truck. Which one is, oh, R's the right one. I'm hitting Z. Okay, okay. It's not the easiest to slide. And I can't tell if this is drift that I'm doing, where you get the kind of like trails, if that's the same. Wow, because yeah, if you don't hit it with a if you don't hit it with the actual back corner of this truck, they do not go down. There we go. Okay, okay. So you, oh my gosh. Okay, okay, okay. So even if I do this like spin move, that's fine. I appreciate how differently the vehicles control, even though that took a lot longer and I got the worst score on it. Let's replay that one. That is cool that each one has a different way to play on there. The 3D one is on PS2 as well. It might be cheaper that way. Okay. Yeah, I want to check that out because I think, aren't there only two? Maybe I'm getting that wrong. I thought there was only the 2D one and the 3D one. Which would be good if I do a short about the, like, Echo games, if I only have to cover two of them, but... Survival, no instructions, the game just starts. No instructions? Not even in the manual, Mary? There's nothing in there? I wouldn't put it past them. That would make sense. Did I eat dinner? No, I have not eaten dinner yet. That's why I have my hydrating coconut water here, which is divisive. What's everyone's thoughts on coconut water? I love it. Everyone else I've talked to hates it and thinks it's disgusting. So. Okay, I'm gonna replay this one because I want to do this backslide better. And replay is to replay the video, not to replay the level. I need to really... Okay. Oh my gosh. I felt like I had it for like a... Oh wait, do I just keep it held down almost? If I keep going in a direction and then I can just turn completely around and I continue in that direction. Okay, okay. Well, I described it and then lost it. But it seemed like my momentum just keeps carrying me in that direction and I can fully turn around because my car just keeps going. This is ridiculous looking, just how much drift. Just this car going completely backwards. Oh, I missed one. Come on, come on. It's... There we go. That had to be better than before, right? There's technically 3 2D ones. One is an educational kids game. Okay, yeah, I did not know that. Interesting. No manual. Mary, I'm starting to think that you... Was this a bootleg copy you had that just had nothing in it as well? I approve of coconut water. Okay. Oh, and Doug, you're saying it's refreshing too. Wow. I'm loving the support here. Because I get nothing but hate whenever I drink these. Like, it is visceral how much people hate coconut water. Mary, no, this is not an ad. I just like coconut water. Oh, and Daniel likes it too. Wow. These are my people. Your sip looked a little too refreshing. Trying to get the slide down in the missile truck campaign mission. Yeah, I had nothing that would like hurt me in that mission, so I could definitely see that being incredibly hard if you have to like thread the needle between dangerous items while you're doing it. Wow, I am just hanging out of this helicopter. Also, are you Lanky Kong? Because this person looks a lot like Lanky Kong. Same arm length, I feel like. Okay, is this... I was kind of waiting for the level to start, but I guess it's a flyover of... Oh, fun. Radiation disperse... Wait. Is there something I'm going to be radiated by? That's what the percentage was on this, I guess. No. Okay, this way. This person is a little odd to control. So that first level where I had those little red things, I was low on those. I guess I do need to drive over them. But the radiation dispersal, that's really interesting. I guess because they are transporting, like, dangerous things that you need to clear the pathway for, like having to put that off. It just... Every single game I seem to play from Rare always has like one extra thing added on that just makes it really unique and fun to play. I had not even considered the possibility of Diddy Kong Racing coming to Nintendo Switch Online until I saw a Twitter post about it, of that people had gotten their hopes up, and yeah, if I had really thought about that in the moment, that I would have been wishing for that, like a Silk Song release. Okay, this is still... Oh, wait, okay. Don't land on this. Can I destroy this? Okay. And then I guess I probably need... Wow, you're not very fast. This person is so... Missile view. Oh, okay. Is this a V? No, wait, that's to exit? Am I done? I probably missed a bunch of stuff, and that's... Oh. Trained Crusher. I only got 31% of buildings, so there must have been a lot of buildings to the side. Okay, let's play something else, but this is very cool. I guess one thing I could do, I do have this running through here. Let me play one level with it like the N64 version, because this does get a actual resolution increase. Nintendo Switch. No, I'm on Nintendo 64, I'm not thinking. NSO. Look at those crunchy pixels. Let's play one like this. Let's see. Not seen Pro Coconut. Are you a sheriff now? Yeah, it feels like that. Play Fable. I did get the Fable games. I almost have all of them, but I'm still working on it. Okay, I'm gonna mute for just a second. I'll play this level. I'm getting a call from Hannah, so give me just a second. Okay. I feel like I really like that chunky look on the the retro tank. It just feels so nostalgic, but it's nice that Nintendo is also rendering these at a higher resolution to look nice as well. Croc, tell her I said hi. I did not see that in time, Mary. I'm sorry. Do you have Rampage? The one for the PS2 is pretty fun. No, I don't have any Rampage games. I remember playing probably just the original in like little arcades and stuff, but I really don't. Yeah, I definitely don't have any copies of that. I'll have to look for it. I assume on the PS2 that's a 3D one. Is there like a Rampage World Tour or something? I feel like I've maybe seen that. And maybe there's a Rampage game or a Godzilla game that's very expensive that I'm getting mixed up. This is a Nintendo only game. Well, I don't know if this stream is not necessarily Nintendo only, but I just don't have Rampage, and I don't think they have any Rampages in their Nintendo Switch Online area, as far as I'm aware. I have no idea how to back out. Wait, I think no. Oh, this. Okay, game selection. Okay, so there were no other N64 games that they had on here. And so I'm not going to go through many of these, but I did not realize, I guess I missed this, that Jet Force Gemini had come to the service already. So I'm very excited for more rare stuff. I also wonder, since this is all subscription based, I wonder how the licensing for this is. Like, do they get a cut of the amount of like plays or downloads or something? That's so interesting. World Tour is a PlayStation game. Oh, an N64 game. Oh, okay. Interesting. I will have to look into that because yeah, I don't have any Rampage games at all. Let's see. I think the next ones we have are the N64 ones. Can I play those with? That sounds awful, but can I play those with the N64 controller? Let's see. Super Nintendo, close this. I love this feature that I have to hit this and kill it every single time. It's really, really fun. If there's someone logged in on your Switch and you're doing like family sharing, it is not easy. I wish it was a lot easier, especially for something with so many families. I have never seen these little emojis before. I guess YouTube has their own custom ones. Perfect Dark, please. Yeah, when I saw the Rare logo today, I thought that Perfect Dark was what they were going to be showing. And that was not the case. So we have Killer Instinct and Battletoads and Battle Maniacs. I think I have this game somewhere. I've never played a Killer Instinct, though. And we can go ahead, because I think I have that profile as well. Let's see. This was Nintendo Switch, NSO, SNES, and Genesis. There we go. Just to cut these bars off so this looks a little cleaner. And I should have done the lower one because this is a little, I guess this is pretty full frame. Okay, there we go. There's your integers. Okay, and alright, I said I was going to play this with the Nintendo 64 controller. Wow, this seems like it's going to be terrible. I would not recommend playing Battletoads with an N64 controller. I'm going to think the recommendation is going to be play no Super Nintendo games with an N64 controller, but we'll see. I wonder, does it map my C buttons to the other ones? No, I think I just lose all but A and B if I use this controller. I know almost nothing about Killer Instinct, but I think it's cool that it's included in here. It's also nice to see more Nintendo Switch Online games that have multiplayer, because they do have that online, like you can play multiplayer online with any of these games as far as I'm aware, because they have like the 2-player online mode. So it's kind of cool that there's more multiplayer games that are an option in there. Granted, I've never really tried that to see how it works. I did see people hoping for this like upcoming Pokemon Direct, I guess that's been rumored or something, that it would have the Pokemon games come to Nintendo Switch Online, which I would be very, very excited about. And I think a lot of people would be excited about those. Okay, well that's Killer Instinct. I don't really have a huge want to play more of this. But it's in here, so that's cool. And I'm gonna switch my controllers. Change controls. I don't want this one. I want one with more buttons. And let's go try that other one. Even when you like back out of software, it has you go through that whole process again, which is so strange. Selection, let's go look at Battletoads and Battle Maniacs. Yeah, Perfect Dark would be great to have on this service as well. Honestly, just all the rare games. Like, surely that's what they're leading up to, or were these... If these are the games they decided on out of all of them, that's wild. So I'd much rather have just plain Battletoads, right? Sure. Wasn't there a strange history with this, that this is like... Is this a real sequel, or is this a real remake, or is this something like... I thought there was a Battletoads with, like, another fighting game characters in there too. Like, it was like Double Dragon and Battletoads, or is that something completely different? I don't know why I'm going with that. I mean, so far this seems like the first level of plain Battletoads. Does this have all the same crazy difficulty and everything, or did they make this just more of a fighting game? You've beaten this exactly once. Wow. I think I made it decently far in Rare Replay where you could like rewind stuff, but I have never been good at brawlers like this. They're all different games. Okay, Battletoads and Double Dragon is another sequel. I really just assumed these were all like weird spin-offs or remakes or something, and not like actual sequels to the game, but I only ever hear anyone talk about that NES version. It's so strange to me. This one is very similar to the NES original. Okay. And I don't think I'm even good at it, but like Castle Crashers is the only beat 'em up that I've actually gotten into. And even that, like, that has leveling systems, and that feels different to me than something like this. Okay. Oh. Look, oh. I was wanting to stop and admire all this like fancy parallax scrolling of this lake, and then got attacked. Battletoads exudes such 90s energy, DJ Framer. Yeah, with like Zit, Pimple, whoever the rest of the people are in here. I feel like it's like that Ren and Stimpy 90s energy, like the just like gross out stuff, that this really, it feels very similar to that. In Vain Side Order DLC is out. Oh, I had no idea. I feel like I'd seen some previews of people playing Side Order, but I didn't know it was actually released or releasing today. I guess it wouldn't have been covered in the Direct because it was mostly, you know, partner stuff, but that seems like it came out of nowhere, but I haven't kept up with Splatoon a bunch. Are you playing Side Order in Vain, or have you been keeping up with Splatoon at all? BB, any fans of 2020 Battletoads? I never played that one. I heard the like very mixed reviews at launch, or I don't know, a lot of them seemed negative from what I saw, but it seemed like that would be a good return to form. Like when I saw the initial trailer, it looked like, yeah, that's what I would kind of expect a Battletoads today, and like it seemed like maybe an indie team took it over or something. Like I don't know. That seemed like a good fit, and then I feel like I never heard anything good about it. I did always appreciate like the thing that won me over in Battletoads. Not that I played that much of it, but I always wanted like when people had copies of Battletoads for NES, I always wanted to play it, and I only ever like never made it past the second level anytime I played it as a kid. But I always thought the hits felt really good in this. Like any other beat 'em ups, always felt like I was just kind of punching the air and maybe there was an enemy in front of me, but I always this feels like it has the weight of something like a Super Smash Brothers when you do a smash attack and there's like it feels like a really big hit, and it like all the transformation of your like body parts that turn into hammers and stuff. It just always felt like very good to play. So I feel like maybe that's what got me past just like it isn't just a 90s game that has gross out humor. Like it always felt very good to play. Especially for an NES game too. I feel like a lot of times the Super Nintendo is when I felt like, wow, the game feel is really incredible in these, and maybe it's rougher in NES, but Battletoads, I always had such like good hit animations and feel on there. And wow, do I have like other attacks? Because I feel like I'm just hitting the same button every time. Yeah, these people take a lot of hits. It's the A and B buttons, the only... Wait. That's cool. How did I... Okay, I just have a grab button. Can I just throw this person into the lava? Okay, that's pretty good. I really like the art style for Battletoads 2020. Yeah, I like that animated art style as well. That's what kind of drew me to it, and then I for some reason, never played it. Brawling in is surprisingly varied. There's a lot of moves and huge emphasis on dodging and swapping out Toads to land combos. That does sound really cool. I'm so confused as to why I heard like very negative things about it at release. I like Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, so my opinion may be invalid. I love Nuts and Bolts. Nuts and Bolts was the one I was most excited for. Granted, I didn't have the N64 to play the originals, so like that was the first time I had a console that could play Banjo-Kazooie. But when they showed all the like Lego building aspects, that just blew me away, that I was so excited. That's one I really need to get back to on my backlog and actually clear off, because I guess Banjo-Tooie was holding me back because I haven't played that one either. But yeah, the building stuff was so advanced, and like half the games on Steam now are basically the same. Yep, there I go. Are the same building controls and building stuff on there, and it's just so surprising that Rare did it so long ago, and then I don't know. I feel like everyone was like, "This isn't my Banjo. I'm not happy with this," but it was really fun. Granted, I do remember some really really hard missions with the vehicles, so maybe that kind of turns people off. But okay, let's see. 15 years before Tears of the Kingdom vehicle building. Yes, I did see a lot of people joking about that. Of like, we had Tears of the Kingdom years ago. It was Banjo-Kazooie. Uh, Legolas versus Hawkeye. Just like, which one's better? I think it's Legolas, like 100%. I feel like Hawkeye has almost no personality in a lot of the movies, and it's kind of played off as a joke. Where Legolas is like, people like Legolas. He's a good shot. He's helpful. He can shoot like 4 arrows at once, and they all land. That's great. Okay, so we've made it through the rare games. Let's go look at the other stuff in here. Wait, Mary, is someone Team Hawkeye? That seems hard to believe to me. This doesn't even seem like a question. Okay, so this next one is... I think this is a Devolver Digital published title. And I played a little bit of this on the Steam Next Fest. They had all those demos for Steam Deck and PC and everything there. Oh, the dogs are barking. Okay, give me just a second to let Hannah inside. I will be right back. Okay, I am back. Let's play some Pepper Grinder. So yeah, this one, the demo is out now. I think it is a March release? I think it was very soon when this would come out. I meant like in a fight in the woods. I feel like Legolas would still win, right? Legolas can hear everything with his elf ears. I saw a TikTok where someone questioned like Katniss Everdeen versus Hawkeye versus Rambo versus Legolas. I feel like Katniss is not actually like her whole role was like trying to help save people, and she wasn't really like that great of just like a murderer. And Hawkeye doesn't have any powers as far as I know. And Legolas is an elf with special elf powers and elf abilities. So I feel like this is no contest. Rambo's just a man, right? Did I lock Hannah out? No, I went to let Hannah inside. Rewatching Lord of the Rings movies, and I always love watching how much Legolas bonds with Frodo during their journey together. Yeah, just so many great scenes with the two of them. Just great pals. Oh, wrong button. So yeah, this one, you can just kind of rev up your drill, and then you have all these little pockets that you can kind of drill out of in the level here. And the thing that I most liked is when you're actually drilling through areas. Like, this kind of works just like a weapon you hold out in front of you. It's got nice braking animations for all this. But anytime you go in these spots, you swim around like Donkey Kong Country Returns or Tropical Freeze or any of those. I think someone else had mentioned the Rayman games, the Legends and Origins and all those had a similar feel. But like you like launch out of these whenever you exit them. That just feels so fun, and you just kind of freely swim around. It feels really good to play. And then I think, yeah, so you'll get the enemies that obviously you can't hit the top of them, so you gotta go under to damage the enemies and stuff. Feels like a fairly like easy to understand idea, but when I played the 1 or 2 levels in the demo, I don't know if there are more than that, but that was just all I played when this first came out. When I played those like 1 or 2 levels, I was just constantly surprised by cool little things that were being added into this. So yeah, this might be one to look out for. And I'm glad it's getting a Switch release and everything, because I'd just seen it on Steam, and then it had been in that Steam Next Fest demo stuff, so I'm glad we're getting more and more demos like this. This is always fun to let people try the games before they buy them. Okay, and you have the ability to kind of launch even further with like revving up your drill here. And you can kind of chain these together in cool ways. Yeah, I mean, this one's out. Y'all can try the demo. You know, no purchase necessary. You don't need a subscription. You can destroy these little narwhal people. But I just thought this one was very cool. I was excited to see it get featured in that showcase, and it's just, I find this very fun. And it has a lot of, it's more platforming than I assumed. When I'd first seen a trailer for this, maybe it was another Nintendo Direct when they showed this off. But I was surprised by the amount of like little, I'm not feeling this, little platform challenges. And I like these things where you can raise these up by putting a drill into them and everything to move the gearing. And oh, I missed that. Okay. Oh, come on, come on. Oh wait, look. And there's all these broken bits, so I can go over here to get something. Fun little secrets. This was the saddest part. This poor mole is just waiting on his vegetable, and then you just knock it out of the way so he has no access to it. And he does nothing. He doesn't leave. He just sits here sad. That's brutal. I don't know why we had to do that. Are we the villain in this story? That feels wrong. But yeah, I just felt like this game was really satisfying, and even if it's maybe not catching as many eyes as some of the rare releases and things like that, I feel like this is a really cool indie game. So if you're into this, you should check it out. And again, I think it's very soon. I think it's a like early March release, if not sooner. Oh, and I just launched off, but and you kind of get a little Hollow Knight DuckTales bounce in there too, which is always fun. Okay, let's see. I heard Legolas, but pictured Aragorn. Yeah, Aragorn has like an actual friendship. Love the drill momentum, looks really fun. Yeah, it just feels really good for all that. Looks like an evolution of Dig Dug. I've always really liked the Dig Dug games, but I haven't played all that much of them. It's always like when I play the first level, it's kind of fun. And what a horrible idea the Dig Dug games are. That you blow up other creatures until they explode. Like you fill them with air until they die. That's horrifying. I don't know if people have talked about that. Drill Dozer meets Shovel Knight. I really want to play one of the Drill Dozer games. I think I picked up, hopefully, Drill Dozer on the Wii U before that got shut down, and I really want to play through it. But this is always how I envision Drill Dozer. I'm not sure if it actually is like this or how that plays, DJ Framer. I don't know if you have played much of Drill Dozer, and if that's like, is it a platformer? Is it a puzzle game? I really don't know much about it other than it looked cool. Will and Mary, Legolas versus PETA. If we're in a baking competition, PETA wins, but I don't know. I just don't see PETA being able to fight anything. PETA, cake arm, woods himself into the grass. Can Legolas find him? I just feel like Legolas has a connection as an elf to like nature and all this, because he isn't he a wood elf? Gosh, I feel like the Lord of the Ring people are gonna be upset about this, but I assume he has more connection to nature, and the people in Hunger Games were just vicious, mean, like, animals that were going through to murder, and they were running too fast to see PETA, and that was it. It wasn't like he was unnaturally skilled to fool an elf. That's my thought. I did really like this part, that you pick up the keys, and then you can spin the key. That's attention to detail. That's what I appreciate in here. Oh, and it has to be spinning to open the lock. That's even better. Because you would have to do that. You would have to turn the lock. Wow. Such a smart game. I'm trying to think if there's like one more ability in here, if there's more I should show, but I think that is... Okay, that's the end of the level. And then, yep, I missed one of these skulls. I also really like this sketchy style, where everything's got like subtly moving and everything and looks like a little hand-drawn. I really like that with these like crisp pixels. Wait, can I... Oh, I only played the first level. Because your drill spins you through... Otherwise you sink and you have to spin it to pull yourself up. Yeah, this game's really cool. And I guess, do I still have my speed up ability? Okay, I can't do the like super spin to speed me up, so you're a little slower in the water, but you still have to use the drill to move. And can I do a bounce? Nope, that hurts me. Okay. Let's see. DJ Framer. Drill Dozer is a platformer. You ride in a drill tank thing, and you can jump around. Emphasis on collecting gears each level to power up your drill. Okay, I feel like I have seen, I guess, videos of the drill moving from like level 1 to level 2, or like shifting, so that makes sense. But yeah, I really need to try it. All of the games that are Game Freak but not Pokemon always interest me, because I don't know, it's just so out of the ordinary for them, and I feel like a lot of their games, like that Pulseman game I played, was unique and different, even if it was a little flawed and felt a little, I guess, rushed. But it's always interesting to see studios who do something you're, I guess, used to do something different. Oh my gosh, okay. So I'm gonna try to get this. I opened it. There we go. Okay, just so I'm not taking too long, let's... Oh, and here's these narwhals. Let's move on to something else. I'm not seeing anything like brand new right now. I don't want to take up too much time. I do see these secrets. It hurts me to pass them, but I just wanted to see if there's anything fancy and new before I move on to the other games in here. Okay, yep, let's move on. Very cool, plays very well. Yeah, I'm very excited for that one. Did I respond to your message? You mean Buster? What do you mean, Buster? I don't understand. If you beat Croc 2 in less than 12 hours, I will upgrade Olive Garden to Cheesecake Factory. Wow. Do you include the trip to Cheesecake Factory? Will Will drive us all to Cheesecake Factory so we can enjoy cheesecake? Because, I don't know, if I have to do the drive myself after this 12-hour marathon, that seems difficult. But if it's an 8-hour game, could I beat it in 12 hours? The only thing with those how long to beat estimations is I found a lot of time it feels like, yes, you could beat it in 8 hours if you absolutely know the game really well. That it seems, to me at least, most of them take longer than what they're estimated at. And it seems like it's because they are people returning to those games that have played them in the past and then getting like a better time. I could be wrong, or maybe those weigh them out, but or like outweigh the new players. But in 12 hours, I need to look at how many levels there are. That's what I need to. I need to do my research on like what is the structure of this game. Is it level based? Is there some hard cap where I have to collect a bunch of an item to unlock the final level? How many boss fights? Do you earn lives, or how that works? Okay, so this one is the Unicorn Overlord. I do not see myself playing this very long, at least for this stream. I just kind of want to look at the art for a second. So this is a like tactics-esque RPG. Vanillaware has very, very beautiful hand-drawn art, and I've never played through any of their games. I think that's right. Yeah. I think I have all of their games, but just because I love the art, but I haven't finished any of them. 12 Sentinels was the closest I got, and I still haven't gone through to finish that, but it just looks so nice. They're always inaccurate. I tend to add a few hours, or percentage of the hours. Yeah, percentage of the hours feels right. Some of them have been surprisingly close, but I was trying to think what the... Oh, Myst. Myst was like estimated at like 4 hours or something like that. And it took me, I think, 8+ to get through it, because you have to sit and think about the puzzles. And like that's double the time they recommend. If you know the puzzles, you can beat it in like 10 minutes. Like it's so simple at that point, but that was one I felt that I was way off because it took me so much longer, or I'm just dumb, but some of those puzzles were so obtuse, I can't see that. There's a bunch of booba things called goobas or something, and they're invaded by wasps. Gummy. Oh, this is your. I was so confused if you're describing this game. Okay. You're talking about Croc 2. You can bounce around and collect little jewels. Okay, but is it level based, Mary? Is it just like a number of levels I have to complete, or is it like a hub world, or like I don't know. I'm just wondering like how much this is getting here. BB, if you beat Myst in 4 hours, you're probably selling yourself short in the game's atmosphere. It does feel like you would be speed running through that game. And I would love to, like, the type of person that sees a Myst puzzle for the first time and just knows what to do, I would love to see that, because I had no idea on a lot of those. Croc is the only one who can save the day. Yeah, I feel like, Mary, you're missing the big question here, which is Croc versus Legolas. Who would win in that situation?
No refuge remains for a crowned fugitive. Yet the general seeks my death and mine alone. Though you still can. A soul rider with a take him. Joseph.
I mean, this looks really nice. It's all fully voiced. Oh, I can skip. Okay, let's just do this. Let's just see if we can see anything about this game. Oh, I do like this art of like the little miniaturized people in this kind of 3D world with this. I guess it is all flat art, but it looks very cool. Oh, I can skip this too. Okay. Command them to move. Okay, so I want to select this. Wow, and they all have individual placement in these squares, so I guess do you build out squads and then place them? And I can't move directly through the gate, so it shows it. Whoa, this effect is kind of trippy, of like the the world moving there. Okay, battle this. Oh, and someone can attack because they're And I can organize where everyone's placed. Yeah, wow. I mean, the art in this is beautiful, but I have no idea. And do I do anything in these battles, or is it just that things auto attack? Yeah, seems like that. I mean, you get to look at this really nice art, so that's great. And I'm sure people will be really into this, but yeah, this seems like too heavy for a little little impressions stream. I wish I could tell you, but our computer grants too much for us to figure out how the game worked. Mary, I'm sensing a pattern here, that it's a lot of you playing games and not knowing how they work because they're missing manuals or something crashed. Because Echo, the dolphin, seem to have a similar description here. I think it's just like run around and figure out like Echo. Okay, everything comes back to Echo the dolphin. Again, no instructions, no lore, just you and the Goobas. Are they? Is that what they are? Wait, no, it's Gobos, isn't it? Or something like that? Like Legend of the Gobos, or... I mean, yeah, it looks really pretty. I wonder how, like, Fire Emblem people will take this. Does it have any of those things of you, like, I don't know, getting attached to your squad and sending them into battle and worrying about that, or how that is handled? I don't know, and probably won't find out at this point. So I'm gonna go out of that one. Sorry if someone was really interested in seeing that, but I feel like that's a demo you need to play for yourself, and I hope that's one where the progress transfers to the full game, because that seems very important. Okay, so the last Switch one, well, the last one I'm going to show on the Switch is... This is all... Okay. Joy-Con, Pro Controller, or touchscreen. Oh, that's nice, because I guess it was an iOS as well. And I literally have a cursor here. Interesting. I guess it was a mainly touchscreen game on 3DS, so that would make sense. I've never... that menu... I haven't seen a menu button like that on... Like, this seems like it's a straight iOS port. Just with how similar that looks like. Gobos. Okay, that spelling seems... Goobas sounds strange, but the hardest thing about Croc 2 is that they made the graphics really bad, so your depth prescription is non-existent. But this PC that crashed while playing it, does that have something to do with how bad it looked? Because surely it doesn't look that bad, right? Silks. Okay, I'll pick a green one. So this is also one that I probably won't play for very long in here. But I just want to show it because this game is incredible. I think there's a demo. Hopefully it transfers your progress into the full game. But Pocket Card Jockey, one of the best 3DS games, finally made it to the Switch. So yeah, you are a jockey that's going to ride these horses, and the way you ride better is playing solitaire. Okay, so I'm going to go try out my first horse. It is odd, yeah, that you use this cursor to tap. Come on, horse. And if it isn't clear, you died. And pretty much you are given a second. You're given a second chance to go train horses. But I think there might be some stipulation that you've got to become the best rider or something like that, and that's how you come back to life in here. But you just played solitaire. You have this little horse friend that's helping with you. You know, I'm starting to second guess a little bit of the touchscreen's going to be really nice with this. But you are just playing solitaire. You're trying to build up this combo as far as you can get it, and that gets you extra horse ability. I don't know what you'd call it in here. And you can flip these over just like you would in solitaire. It's just you're mainly pulling them into one stack. You aren't doing, you know, multiple stacks and trying to complete a whole game in here, but and much like Unicorn Overlord, I keep calling it Overload. This is not a game that probably shows super well, but I just, there's something about this game that is so enjoyable, and it really doesn't look like it, I know, but it is an incredibly fun game, and wow, I almost got, here we go. And you basically do that and take off. You do have to worry, horsepower, what would you call it, BB? I don't, horsepower, I guess that is like an actual term that the cars are described in, but do they call real horses horsepower for any reason? But you'll do that, and then the race will actually start, and then you have to manage their, like, the amount of pressure you give the horse, where they need to be, if they're on, like, the far left side, where they are kind of on the pack, and, like, you're positioning them, and it plays out like a kind of strategy game. It's very interesting, it's very weird. I understand it's hard to probably look at this and think, like, yeah, I believe you, this looks really fun. But it is really fun. And maybe we'll see a little horse race here. Okay, so yeah, we start here, and this is when we'll get our solitaire. Let's see, which one I could do. 3, 4. Okay, it doesn't even want me to try another. Okay. And then you basically get that horse power. Yeah, I guess that if it's a horse sign and a power. And like based on how many cards you got, that's your like starting speed on here. You're like, oh, 22, 20, anything up there, it's like your pace or something. And then you'll do these other rounds in here to kind of up how fast you're going. I would have to go 10. Jack. Okay. Okay, so I can use some of these to try and get a match. Seven. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. There we go. And so you'll get these moments of, yeah, playing solitaire and doing things to affect your placement. So here, as we're going around the bin, you can actually choose like how you're gonna move. So here you can tell your horse where it needs to move, and it'll kind of show like how much power is going to be used up and everything on here. God, this game is so strange. And so it's you managing the like stamina of your horse based on how well you did, and then you'll kind of try to expend as much or as little as you can throughout the game here. And the 3DS version just had those little kind of 2D horses that you saw in the very opening scene, and this version has these, you know, 3D ones that you can look at too. Let's see. Okay. I'm just like there, right? Okay. 3. Gosh, I feel like I'm probably missing something huge just because I'm doing this on stream and it doesn't have my full attention. But yeah, it's just, you know, fun little games of solitaire on here. And the more I talk about this, the more I feel like the phone is probably the perfect fit for this game. But it's not on phones anymore. It's on Apple Arcade and here, so, you know, you get other options for it. I'm just excited this game is, you know, seeing more life. I thought it was so odd when it came to Apple Arcade, because a Nintendo game on Apple Arcade just seems so strange to me. Nope, can't do anything with that. 2, 3, 4... But it's a very unique game, I guess I'll say that. And I feel like I'd watched something recently that horse racing is very big in Japan, so maybe that's why this game exists. Nothing there. 6. Wait, okay, no idea. Okay. 8. There, 10. So yeah, that brought my horse down a little bit for not completing those. And then on final turn, you can kind of determine where you're going to be in the standings in here. Okay, so this tutorial is having me reserve some stamina because you'll have the ability at the very end. Where's my cursor? Okay. To kind of push your horse and use up any of those, yeah, stamina that you've got left. And you'll see, like, the closer into the rail, that makes a difference, burns less stamina. But you'll kind of see the other horses slot in here, and you can kind of work your way around them, but it'll burn more. Like, everything is managing stamina, but you also, once you finish these races, depending on how you did and your winnings, you'll be able to, I think, earn or buy other horses, and then you can breed them, and so you can make these like super horses, which will retire. You only have so many, I guess, years with them, or championships they can compete in. So you'll end up like retiring horses and building them up. It is seems like a very legitimate horse racing sim, but with just this interesting solitaire bit on top that makes it a little more accessible and a little, I don't know, I want to say more fun, but people probably enjoy those other games, but I can kind of tell my horse where I want them to be placed. And again, if I can move into the inside here, that's like more of a fast track. And you'll be able to get things that are kind of, what's the term for it? Like, not add-ons, but you can use special items you buy to improve your horse skills or something like that. BB, I think there's an argument to be made that mobile phone games work pretty well on the Switch. I'm going to play something simple, but I'm using the phone for something else. Yeah, that makes sense, because I've definitely, I think I'd gotten that Backbone controller, and I'd streamed a lot of games to my phone, and then I ended up stopping and playing something on like a dedicated handheld, because if I played something, my phone would be dead, and I use it for so much more than just games, so it was like not the best option. It kind of felt like, oh, now I have to go charge this, and I maybe Like, if I have to go anywhere after this, I need my phone so that people can reach me, and it's just, yeah, it hadn't worked out very well. But, okay, Pocket Card Jockey. That's that game. Let me switch to Penny's Big Breakaway. We'll try that one out, and then I think that's all the big games that came out today. There were some other ones announced that I am excited for, but I hadn't. There's no demos or anything to really show there. So let's see. Let's close out of this software. Let me go color source, block that off, and this. We've got it here, and then I should be able to do, let's see, let me actually monitor this video to make sure that this is going to work. I'll turn on my desktop audio. I will mute this HD60X. Hopefully, I'll turn this down to the same volume levels before. Hopefully this isn't too crazy. Desktop game. This will supposedly pick any full screen desktop game. And let me switch this controller. So Penny's Big Breakaway is by the Sonic Mania devs. They went out and made their own studio. Yep, I have a control stick installed. Okay, yeah. Or controller plugged in. So this is the same, who's it, Christian Whitehead? Let's see, I'm wanting to make sure that this is coming through for y'all, and I am not seeing it. Make sure. Okay, I see desktop game here. Specific window, Penny's Big Breakaway. Go back to the game, will it show up now? Still feel like, unless the stream is behind. Okay, I see. Gamepad there. Okay, it's working. People thought GameCube was going to be added. Wow, that would be huge. But yeah, I'm kind of never, like, at this point, with what, that 1,000-Year Door being its own release, with like Mario Sunshine being released in a separate pack, it feels like those are all going to be $60 games when it comes to GameCube games, and not be a packet yet. So that's really, I mean, yeah, I would love GameCube games to just be included in the service. I also like the ability to get a physical copy of the GameCube games, because I have 1,000-Year Door, but I have a disc when they do those stylized GameCube cases from GameStop or whatever, that's like power to the players and says it on there. So I love that they are making physical copies. I understand that charging $60 for an older game like that is maybe not what people enjoy. But yeah, I would love for them to be on there. I also love that they're making some of these games cheaper to buy physically by releasing new versions of them, because 1,000-Year Door is like $150+ or something like that. So yeah, I mean, we'll see. That would be cool to see, but I just I find that hard to see, just based on what they've released so far from that. Mary, are you not hungry? I'm not really. I've got my coconut water here, Mary. You know, I'm doing great. Let's see. I haven't got to see all the games that dropped yet. Well, I mean, you can go back in time, Chris, because I played them on here. That direct is like really short, so there isn't a ton on there. Window size. I guess I'll just leave this. Just always go look in the options. I just want Melee. Yeah, have they ever re-released a Smash Brothers game? They haven't, have they? My assumption is because they make one for each console. Nintendo's probably like, what? You already got, everyone's here. You got the Smash Brothers for the Switch. Why would you need anything else?
I mean, we talked about Battletoads having a big 90s energy, but this also feels like that with the yo-yo. I will say, like, this has such an interesting look to it. All these characters kind of look like Playmobil, like those kind of those kind of looks. And I can already tell from just running around. There's like it's a very interesting feel to that. You don't like I expected this to play because they worked on Sonic Mania and it very much looked like kind of a Sonic style to it. I was thinking you would feel as like unwieldy and quick, that if you like move the stick on Sonic, you're like off the screen, which always feels super weird in the 3D games. Wow, look in the background. The like pixelization as things move out, it makes it look like kind of flat, like some blur on the background. Yeah, this is very interesting. I think they're just upset with the Melee computer in general because of all the modding. Yeah, I can see that too. That they're like, y'all modded that game, you will never see it again. We'll never talk about Melee again. Just because you did that. You know, from playing a little bit of Billy Hatcher, I feel like this has got some Billy Hatcher energy to it. Just in the look. Chris, do you want me to just give you a breakdown of what was in the direct, or are you just gonna go watch it yourself? I don't want to spoil it for you if you're looking to like watch it live or something. And if you missed the beginning of this when I went through most of the other ones, I did see. Oh yeah, because Japan got Mother 3 that dropped for Nintendo Switch Online in the Japan Nintendo Direct. For the Game Boy Advance, and people were not happy about that not coming to America, which is just, I never expected that to show up on the Switch in any form, just with how long it's been and how they just seem completely against it. That is so surprising, and for them to only do it in one, and it's like very under the table, that's wild to me. Yeah, let me pull up a list of this stuff. Nintendo just remakes games at this point. I don't know. They've got a bunch of like new games, but I feel like, to me it feels like they're like 50-50, that it's like remakes and new stuff, and they pad out their new stuff with remakes. But I'm always happy for them because a lot of those games are hard to get. And like a lot of the GameCube stuff is super expensive. That I like having the opportunity to get those games. But Fernando, how do you feel? Do you just feel like that's just rehashing stuff you already played and you have no interest? Like you're not finding enough new stuff from Nintendo, or you just don't want to rebuy this stuff? I guess, do you have an issue with them remaking things? Because I always get excited by it, but maybe that's just me. Chris, Billy Hatcher, I played it at my friend Brian's house. Oh, that is cool. Okay, so I got this special yo-yo here, and it kind of stays in time, but I can do like a swing for momentum, which is very cool. I played a little bit at my friend Brian's house, and I remember thinking it was so cool, and honestly a kind of odd game. I feel like my friend Brian had like I remember him having Bloody Roar. I remember playing Halo at his house for the first time. Interactive World, okay. I feel like that game seemed like too like cheerful and like childlike from what I was used to playing at his house, but I always thought it was really cool. And of course, seeing like from the makers of Sonic Adventure and stuff like that, I was like, oh, this is incredible. I love Sonic Adventure and 2 Battle and everything. So that was, oh, I can pull. Okay, so if I use this in midair, I can then kind of pull myself with momentum there. Oh, and I can ride this like a wheel. That is, it almost feels like kind of Chariot, like you kind of get locked in. You can't move super quickly when you're doing that side to side. But the little bit of Billy Hatcher I played at the time, I remembered it really fondly, but it seems it is a little bit cheaper to buy now, so that's why I have it now. And I had a lot of fun with it. I just didn't realize, and I guess I still am a little unsure of the like raising the eggs aspect, Chris. Like, are you supposed to hatch every egg in the level? Is there some benefit to that other than like ranking? Should I be worrying about speeding through the level? Because I feel like I got ranked for everything that I'm always confused by. Of like, they ranked me on time, but if I'm doing all the eggs, then it takes a long time to do that. Dash, okay. Right, let's see, right stick. Oh, interesting. You can use the right stick. So you can be looking in a different direction and send the yo-yo in a different direction. So you can just use the, like, I can use X to throw the yo-yo the direction I'm facing. Or I can use the right stick to throw it in the direction I'm not facing, which seemingly that's like the advanced control scheme or something. Grab handles. And I can pull things down. Okay. And then I can do this wheel. But that was the only thing, Chris, is I was a little confused at like how to, based on my ranking where it's like F ranking for doing this, it was, oh no, oh no, oh no. It felt like I was maybe missing something about it. I know it's not Nintendo, not just Nintendo making games. Persona 3 being re-released 2 times in less than a year. Oh, because they did the, yeah, just the plain port and then the remake. I feel like Nintendo, at least their catalog feels very repetitive in some sense. Because it would be platformers and things like that? Is that why it would feel repetitive? Okay, I don't need to touch anything on this. Because it would just be like, oh, if you release one Mario game, it's kind of similar to the others. Maybe that's, yeah, please elaborate if you got something else to say on that. I just mainly, like, Nintendo, and maybe this is just me, maybe it's waning some, but I always have such fond memories of Nintendo games, because that's like, in my mind, that's like what most kids start with, is like, you play Nintendo and Mario games as a kid, so you'll obviously have more nostalgia for those, and that's why I've always just been excited to see a remake, especially because you don't have to buy them, but I can understand if that seems like it's taking away from a new game that would be coming out or putting their efforts elsewhere. But I've always assumed the remake is just to pad out why they are working on something new. But yeah, I could see, especially with the Persona stuff, like if you bought and played through Persona 3 to the plain port, and then they announce a brand new one that's like got way more quality of life stuff, then maybe you are a little burned of like, I just played through one that was a subpar experience, and then you're going to make one that's like the good experience, and why would I play through a 100-hour RPG 2 years in a row? That feels pretty rough. And getting like, I could understand like the Mario All-Stars or collection like that, where you are playing just a bunch of platformers one after another, that you might want some variety or something in there, but I don't know. Maybe I'm alone and just like, I'm all for remakes, because I feel like games are getting harder and harder to stay accessible and to play on modern platforms, and it feels like maybe sometimes people who have a lot of consoles are in the minority of having a bunch of options and being able to go back to their old consoles, that some people may want to experience those. But then again, the people with old consoles are maybe the only people who want those remakes. Maybe modern generations are not wanting to play those old games. So I don't know. It's an interesting thing. I'm always excited for them, especially on games that are hard to find. And it just feels like there are so many new games all the time that revisiting an old one doesn't hurt me that much. But yeah, I can get it. I can understand it being like a little repetitive of seeing the similar stuff over and over again. But I've got such horrible nostalgia for these things that I can't help myself, I guess. I don't remember the completionist deeds with Hatcher. I just remember it being a lot of fun. I'm halfway through Dark Souls 2. I'm in a pretty dark place mentally. Yeah. You're just on a hair trigger with getting mad at things, I assume. Just ready to fly off the handle. So angry all the time. Dark Souls 2 has already scared me because that had that hollowing thing, right? Where you like, your health is lower after you've died. That always scared me away because I'm like, well, I was already having a hard time and now you're making it more difficult for me. So I'm very interested to hear what you think once you finish that one, Chris, and how it like stacks up to the others, because I do hear more and more people seemingly talking about like, oh, actually Dark Souls 2 is really good, and I feel like I heard maybe mixed things at the time, or that it was more divisive. But it has always scared me, and I feel like the Souls series in general has scared me just because they are so difficult. And Elden Ring was the first one I've actually fully finished from them. That like having my buddies be able to join made some things easier, and being able to like overpower myself with like weapons I maybe shouldn't have gotten at certain points. It just felt very flexible for me to like, I don't know, play it my way a little bit. But I do want to play it. There is a really good feeling from them once you learn them. It's just such a hard wall sometimes. This isn't Nintendo Direct related, but Chris, did you see, I feel like you had played a little bit of, oh my gosh, and now I'm going to blank on the game now that I brought this up. There was a MOBA you played at one point, I thought, Chris, that was gigantic, and that MOBA is coming back as like not free to play. It's going to be like one purchase, and it has all the cosmetics and things unlocked, and it's kind of like a Game of the Year edition for a like live service game that ended, which is very, very interesting. I thought you played some of that, Chris. Maybe I'm misremembering it, but I don't know if you care about that. BB, I'm in the mindset that I'm okay paying for convenience of playing it on company consoles without having to worry about secondary market prices. Yeah, that's a lot of what comes into my mind is like secondary market prices, the old waning hardware that like for me, I really like it just giving people the opportunity, but I come at it with like that different mindset of collecting stuff and being like, yeah, well, if, you know, 19-year-old Jimmy wants to be able to play this game, they're not going to be able to because it's too expensive to get into it, and they just want to play it on the new thing. But Fernando, yeah, or like remake them but add more depth into the remake. Yes, I could see that, like the difference between a remake versus a, like, I guess a port, or just like I feel like there's a lot of stuff that could be said for the difference between a game like the Persona 3 port and then this new one that seemingly like they redid every bit, that is like a huge jump in quality and like maybe quality of life. Like in my mind, yeah, I'd love to see that type of stuff, but that's always a bigger push. I just love some consistency with it, or like some if they'd be more clear with what they're providing you with, because I feel like it is a bigger audience means a bigger bonus. Oh, are there there are quests in here? How interesting. Okay. Like I saw that question earlier today in the Discord that Spencer had asked about the what is it? They announced that Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2 are coming to the Switch with online multiplayer and 64 players online multiplayer with that, and which I don't know if that was the limit always. And Spencer in the Discord had asked, is it a remake or a remaster or a port? And I could not tell by what they showed. It kind of seemed like it was an up-res with multiplayer built into it, but I would love for them to make that clear of what you're getting for it, because yeah, there is a huge difference between this is Super Mario 64 with widescreen support and quality of life and a better camera that comes from those like community fan projects, and then the Mario 64 that we got, which is just it's in 1080p, and we updated the the HUD or something. So yeah, that is, I would love for it to be more clear, because I could see people getting really burnt, or you feeling like, why am I paying so much for a game that has not had much work put into it versus one that does have a lot of work into it. I love the options. I guess why that's also a reason why I don't get super mad about the remakes, is just the options of having those games available I always appreciate, and you don't necessarily have to buy them, but I've definitely played some remakes that are like the most low quality port jobs that just feel like, why did you even the little time it seems like it took to make this feels like not worth it. That those definitely can sour people. Okay, I completed a quest. So I'm still getting the hang of it, but this just feels really really good to play. And it does... It feels a little less Sonic-y than I assumed. I mean, it definitely feels all its own. It does not... I would not look at this and say this is a Sonic game. It definitely has some, like... some similar things and, like, language and, like, ways you interact, but it does feel very unique. Like, this yo-yo and the way you interact with the things in here does not just feel like they reskinned Sonic. This feels like something really unique and different with some Sonic flavor thrown in there. I have no idea how I would get this thing though. Gigantic. Yes, I played the beta as much as I could when it dropped. Third-person shooter MOBA. Yeah, I'm very interested in the fact that Gigantic shut down. People seem to enjoy it before it shut down, and then it's just like you can never play this game again. But if they're able to like re-release I mean, maybe this is the port thing we're talking about. Re-release a game that ended because of some like lack of interest, or or the free-to-play wasn't working out. Maybe that's the thing. The free-to-play wasn't earning them enough money. But just making it so people can play this game that they liked, even though, you know, you don't want to support it, is a cool idea, I feel like. I'm not supposed to be here. I have no idea how to get that thing up there. Fernando. I agree with adding games back into newer consoles, but I think if you're just adding textures, make them into bundles or much lower down the price. Yeah. The prices are all over the place, and I'm not on board with... Oh, I can cut the grass. Look at that. That's a fun thing to do. Oh, and this person wanted their lawn cut. Dark Souls 2 is fun, just feels much harder than other Souls games, excluding Sekiro. Yeah, I would love that, like, if Nintendo exclusively put any just plain ports into Nintendo Switch Online, and then any remakes, like Metroid Prime, I feel like that seems like a very good remake. I've not played all the way through it, because it seems like they touched everything in that game and like really made some changes. I know there are things that are just up-res, but it seems like they've actually made some changes to it. That felt justified to me. Maybe you have different thoughts on that one. And then the Thousand Year Door looks like it has stuff done. I'll be interested to hear what it turns out to be. Like those seem a little more substantial. But also, Thousand Year Door would probably look and play really well just with a tiny bump and just on Nintendo Switch Online as a GameCube game too, so I don't know. Maybe they're milking some of these a little bit. I'm interested, Fernando, do you really think Sekiro is the hardest out of all the Souls games? Because I guess when I said I haven't played any of those Souls games, Sekiro and Elden Ring are the ones I've beaten. And I absolutely love Sekiro, and I did not think that was as hard as other Souls games. For some reason, I like clicked with that one way more. But I know that one like plays very differently than most of the Souls stuff. Okay, I have no idea if I'm supposed to go down that ladder there. I'm still getting, like, these controls feel like oh wow, and you need momentum. It's not just like instant driving. This will slow down if you're not like ramping up stuff. It feels like you're driving a vehicle with that more than like a Sonic thing. I don't have full 360 movement when I'm in there. I am kind of steering it. Bus capture moves on the busker stage. The higher up you land, the better your rewards. Oh, this is, okay, so this is like the flagpole in Mario that you need to... I'm going to die right here. You need to, like, land higher up. Oh, no, okay. Here we go. Let's see if I can land on... Okay. There we go. Did I have to jump higher too? That's interesting. Bloodborne is by far my favorite. Bloodborne was the furthest I got in any of them, and then I think I just dropped off for some reason. I'm not sure, but I do want to go back and play that one. The whole vibe of that one was so cool. But you hate parrying, yeah. I guess that's the thing. The parrying is the. I guess I was okay enough at parrying in Sekiro that I really enjoyed it in there. But yeah, that game is all parrying, so that makes that makes a lot of sense. I just really liked the fact that Sekiro was so set. I didn't have the RPG stuff to worry about. The thing I always worry, like I always second guess myself in Souls games of like, should I have leveled up more before I fought this boss? Should I have, you know, gotten a new piece of equipment or armor or something? And it felt to me like, oh, this has like different, I can control what my arc is going to be for this, which is interesting. I always worry in those ones that are RPGs, if there's something I needed to have done before that would make this easier on me, or like if they're expecting you to have done this and I've done it in the wrong order. I always second guessed of like, oh, can you show me you should be level 50 before attempting this boss, or the red skull thing to show me like this boss is too hard for your level. Sekiro never had me question that because there weren't many different abilities. It was just like you having to like execute the actions right. So I really appreciated that about it. The Elden Ring, that one has a ton of RPG stuff and I got around that. So I think maybe my fear of the Souls is maybe gone now and I was just second guessing stuff. But I would have really loved to see Sekiro have some like parry timing windows that you could adjust, like the new Prince of Persia game where it allowed you to do that as well, where you could say, I'm not good at parrying, make these windows a little easier because otherwise I won't be able to play the game. That I appreciated settings like that. I know people have strong opinions on Souls games having any difficulty adjustment at all, but I don't know. I feel like I've heard quite a bit of people say I'm not good at parrying, so I gave up on that game, which just seems kind of sad if you are a fan of that series and there's just one you just absolutely can't play. Okay, so this... It is kind of strange how this controls to launch that. I'm not getting a handle on how I aim that, but... And I don't know, Chris, if you're still in here, but let me pull up and I just leapt off this stage. The stuff on Nintendo Switch Online, or wait, no, Nintendo Direct that I went through earlier. There's a bunch of rare games on Nintendo Switch Online that you can check out, Chris, if you're interested in those. Blast Core, Killer Instinct, Battletoads and Battle Maniacs, and Snake Rattle and Roll on the NES, I think is the other one. And then they released a demo from Vanillaware for Unicorn Overload, which is the new, like, kind of Fire Emblem-esque RPG, but with Vanillaware's nice art. And then Pocket Card Jockey, I played a little bit of that earlier. That's your solitaire plus horse racing. That I don't know if you'll like it, Chris, but I want you to try the demo. It's very, very different, and I thought it was very fun. I was trying to think what their other stuff. The Battlefront stuff was in there, which I was very interested in, just the multiplayer working for those games that I think all the servers have shut down. So I thought that was cool to have something with multiplayer come back to life like that. The other thing, they announced a new Monkey Ball, and I'm very interested in it because it had like almost like a Sonic Spin Dash move that was added to Monkey Ball, and I just question if there's a lot of bad Monkey Ball games, or like ones that don't capture the spirit of like 1 and 2, that I wonder if this will be the, you know, the former or the latter on how to land there. Oh my gosh, okay. And so can I knock these penguins like off of me? Okay, I can. I'm trying to remember what else, because I feel like I was excited by quite a bit, but is it bad that I'm not remembering? I'm not remembering what was in there, but it's been a long day, I guess. This game, Penny's Breakaway, was the one that's made by the Sonic Mania devs, so I was very excited for this because they seem very good at games with momentum, and this seemed like a cool fit for them to make their own game for once. Especially because the Sonic team seems uninterested in letting them do more. I would have loved for them to handle the Sonic Origins collection maybe it wouldn't have been plagued with seemingly a few issues at launch if that was the case, or maybe it would have been received a little better, but okay. Oh, no, I need to go in here, okay. Oh my gosh, I did not have the momentum. Yeah, this is so I keep forgetting how much momentum matters in this, that it isn't... I don't have anything that seems like a spin dash. I did use something earlier that kind of worked like it, but you do feel very like flexible. Like it feels like you've got a lot of options here that you could do some really forming. And why did my monitor just turned off? Is that gonna mess up this stream, or is it going okay? Contra Operation Galuga. Yeah, you have high hopes since it's way forward. Okay, I did not remember it was way forward. That does give me more hope, because I feel like any of the like 2D, 3D Contras that always seem like they're just maybe not right. Like it doesn't, they never look quite as snappy as those old games. Well, good for you, Fernando. You didn't give up. You just finished it and wanted to cry the entire time. Yeah, I could understand that feeling. Okay, hold on. So let me see. Is that just because I'm in that spot? No, you can spin dash. I'm an idiot. Okay. It was just because I was getting attacked earlier that I guess I couldn't do that. So you do have some spin dash ability, but it's cool that it feels more vehicle-like, because you have this peel out and it gets wobbly and like a little uncontrollable and stuff. But yeah, this game feels like something that is like made for speedrunning. Just like that ledge, it feels like I need to... There's some way to like skip everything and go that direction. Not like that, but yeah. It feels like there's some controls that are pointing towards like shortcuts and things you could do that I'm just not good enough yet to handle. But I don't know, it's always cool when games seem like they're flexible and not just like always walk on this pathway. This is the only way to progress. Oh, and look, there's a... Okay, let's see, can I get to this? Baseball? Where does this take me? Rescue the flowers. Can you find them? Okay. Oh, this is just another quest thing. Okay. And there's a combo system. Like, there's so much going on here that I am obviously not good at. No. I pull back to open these, right? There's flowers. Can't tell if this is a... Oh, wait, I do have a countdown timer, right? Okay, I'm gonna fail this. We lost our flowers. So that was a kind of bonus stage. Interesting. Okay, yeah, I really messed that up. I feel like there's some... Let's see. Oh, right. That was... Okay. So one of the first things was Grounded, the Xbox game coming there. Ender Magnolia Bloom in the Mist. I did play a little bit of Ender Lilies, and I thought it was fun. Kind of I think it was a Metroidvania-esque thing that felt good to play, so I'm interested in that one. And it was... I haven't heard the word homunculus so many times since I watched Full Metal Alchemist. But it seemed like it was a Metroidvania where you weren't getting powers, but you were collecting creatures that had the powers. So it was like equipping a wolf to like run faster, like doing, you know, having these little kind of Pokemon-esque creatures or creatures with powers. I guess they don't have to be Pokemon-esque to handle all the stuff, which seemed like a really kind of cool hook. we'll see how that one turns out, I guess. Unicorn Overload. A Ranger, a role puzzle game adventure, a role puzzling adventure. That one was like a sliding puzzle for an like RPG kind of thing. It was very interesting looking. Monster Hunter Stories getting re-released from the Nintendo Switch and getting like a modern port. I'm very, very excited about because I really liked Stories 1. Stories 2 took a while to catch me and it ran really bad on the Switch from what I played. So I'm wondering if Stories 2 would be a little better on there. Shin Megami Tensei V Vengeance, big expansion for that. Disney's Epic Mickey Rebrushed. I am hopefully excited for that because I do have the Epic Mickey games, but they're all on the Wii. So yeah, if there's a way to play that's a little more modern with stuff. The Battlefront collection coming to that. South Park Snow Day, Sword Art Online, Gundam Breaker 4, Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble was the one that I was a little uncertain of because I don't know if it's going to be old Monkey Ball or new Monkey Ball. World of Goo 2, I am very excited for that. Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Steals Time. That was the one that, what was it? That one, Fantasy Life, I've heard people talk about that it's the kind of RPG series, but can't you pick any like profession you want in there and then choose to play with that, which is very, like it seemed like a Animal Crossing-esque thing in the first game I'd seen, but with the option to like not deal with the house. You could just like run a blacksmith shop or something. I think that's the right game I'm thinking of. So that one seemed very, very interesting. Oh, and that falls apart. Okay, this is getting faster. Another Crab's Treasure. That's the one that's the Souls-like deliberate combat game, but you were a like what is it? A shellfish crab or whatever? Not shellfish. That's just the name of it. You're one of those crabs that has like the shells that a hermit crab. And so you are like, that is your like armor pieces, but you pick them up on the fly. So as you defeat enemies, they'll like drop their shells and you can use those, which maybe gives you, more defense, but moves you slower or gives you a special ability. And you can get rid of those shells. You can like eject out of them and it will work as like a kind of like damaging dodge, if I remember correctly, or give you like a little extra power ability. And I played that on the Steam Next Fest, Demo Fest, whatever, Jeff Keighley's Not E3. I played a demo for that on the Steam Deck, and it was very, very fun. Like, played surprisingly well. It kind of looks like a game that is maybe more of a joke or, like, kind of funny than, I guess, maybe you would think of for, like, a Souls game. But it played extremely well. I'm very excited to see more of that. Let's see. Suika game? That's some, like, puzzling game where you drop fruit to make watermelon, and apparently people really like it. I've not played any of it. It added multiplayer DLC. Pepper Grinder, we showed that earlier. That's the one that's Drill Dozer-esque, maybe, even though I don't know Drill Dozer. Oh, and I am falling off the stage. Yep. Let's see. Pocket Card Jockey. Wait, no. Surfkin Melody of Mooning Valley. I don't remember what that was. Tales of Kenzura ZAU. I did play a little bit of that one on the Steam Next Fest, and that was one that was like a Metroidvania type of thing, but you were switching between like elements, and those would change your different attacks and what you could do, and so some of them were like more defensive or offensive and gave you different, I think, platforming options too and attack options, and you're switching on the fly a lot. It wasn't like changing your loadout to a new weapon. It was like changing them mid-combo and stuff. It definitely seemed interesting. A Demon Slayer game, Kingdom Come Deliverance Royal Edition. I've heard really good things about Kingdom Come, but that looks like a massive game. I'm surprised that will run in the Switch. Oh my gosh. This burger ability. Let's see. Contra Operation Galuga, like you said, BB. Pentiment is getting a Nintendo Switch version, which that seems great for Switch because it seems like a smaller kind of story game that you can play through and probably... Oh, wait. Can I build up more speed? No. Okay. That seems like it'd be a good fit on Switch. I thought that seemed like a nice one. And do I need to get another burger? Okay. Battletoads Battle Maniacs, yeah, that was the other Super Nintendo one. RC Pro-Am, that was another one in addition to Snake Rattle and Roll. Killer Instinct, Blast Core, Endless Ocean. That was their final one. I was very surprised. I got Endless Ocean in a pickups video like sometime last year. Okay, so I'm supposed to wake someone up with this, I guess. And I fell off the stage. But Endless Ocean was the one where you explore the ocean, and you could do it multiplayer in this one. And from what I played of the Wii, second Wii game, the Blue Ocean, Endless Ocean, whatever that one was called, you were like taking pictures of fish and identifying fish, and it seemed like a very chill game, so I'm almost confused as what would multiplayer be for that. I'll be very interested to see how people take that, and that's coming out later this year, I believe. Let's see. Raiders, Penny's Big Breakaway. I'm really enjoying this so far. I think I mentioned it earlier, but everything I saw made this seem like it was going to be this is just a reskinned Sonic game, like the Sonic we always wanted kind of deal, because it's a Sonic Mania devs who made a really good 2D Sonic. It does, oh right, I need to wake this person up with this. It does feel a little Sonic-esque, because you can do things like hold this down to get the spin dash, but then you start like peeling out after a bit, and it like gets wide, like I don't know, it's interesting, and then when you jump you can do this swing, and I don't know if you can, yeah, you can't build up, it's very momentum based, like more than you would think, and that you really need to tie things together, because if you're rolling downhill and then get to a flat plane, you'll run out of steam. Like, there doesn't seem like there's the Sonic, whatever the button was, like drop dash, where you can immediately pick up all your speed again. It feels like it's very much, you need to pay attention to like these slopes, and what did I do to myself here? Oh, I went through the net, so that dropped me. Okay. But yeah, it's much more momentum based than I had assumed. Oh, they're trying to stop me. But it feels very good to play. Like it feels very snappy, and just it feels good. It looks really good, I think, even though it's kind of a weird style in here. And I don't know how it runs on Switch, because I'm playing it on PC right now, because I wanted to capture a higher frame rate on here, or a high resolution or something. But I do think it plays really well, and it's cool that they have these quests you can do in here. So you can go up and like talk to these people and do quests mid-mission. It has all the normal kind of Sonic-esque stuff of you needing to go and beat levels faster or slower and handle things in there. And like you have these completion bonuses and getting all the collectibles. So I feel like it has that Sonic spirit, but it feels very different and very unique. And I definitely feel like it's going to get a lot of speedrunners going, because it just, some of the things here feel like you can see the shortcuts, you just don't know quite yet how to use them, if that makes sense. But yeah, Han? Okay, well, that's probably a good stopping point. I've been streaming for a long time. Okay, let me exit out of this, and I guess if y'all have any other questions, you can send in the chat while I'm shutting things down. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching. I don't even know, I've kind of lost track of time here, but my dogs need fed. Sorry, Anna. Let's cut this out. Desktop game is gone. Color source. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, thanks everybody for watching. I will, I guess, see y'all next time. The next thing I should be working on, barring, I did have some footage get corrupted, not captured correctly, so that delayed me a bit, but I think Tomba will be my next game that I have a like full video on. So look forward to that. I'm trying to get everything written for it and ready to go for there. And then past that, I'm not quite sure. I had some N64 games that I wanted to cover, but I've been having some trouble capturing and getting those games how I want them to look when I capture. So yeah, more to come on that. Look out for Tomba in the future, and I will see y'all all next time.